It's time for a Patti Melt. Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, to folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down, it's a Patti Vasquez, Patti Melt.
First of all, can I just say how much watching Bradley Tassell talk tonight makes me want to have the biggest martini of my entire life. Yeah. You not see what's behind you? Look behind you.
Oh yes, of course.
I feel like I'm gonna have my glass of wine instead. First of all, there were so many things I want to talk about this week. One, the Mexican border with Texas. It's Ciudad Acuña is a town where over 15,000 Haitians have sought to find safety and solace and refuge in the United States. And cowboys are like, no, let's go ahead and go on national television and whip black people. That's really going well. I'm so angry because I have this radio show and people will call up. I'll get people who like, they hate listening to my show. I have hate listeners again. Yay, because they're fun. So this guy called me. He's like, well, you know what? If you're being chased, don't run. It's a guy on a horse with a whip. I would run too, and there's hooves. Yeah, I'm gonna run. Sorry, they're human beings who are just trying to find some safety. And considering that we actually have destabilized Haiti for over 200 years, but no one wants to talk about that. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So the other thing is, I don't know if you know this, in Texas, with the 6-week abortion ban, after 6 weeks, you can sue somebody if you find out that they've either performed an abortion or had an abortion. So 2 guys, one in Arkansas, one in Illinois, they had nothing to do with these cases whatsoever, but they sued a doctor in San Antonio because they have nothing better to do with their time. They've both been disbarred, so they don't care. So they're using their time and some of their money to go ahead and put this to the test. The people behind the legislation said, yeah, we didn't think anyone was going to take us up on that. We just wanted to make a strongly worded piece of legislation to stop women from having control of their own bodies. We didn't think that. Guess what happens now? Now it goes to the Supreme Court. Ha ha! Yeah, let's do this is all I'm saying. Here's what I also want to say. So on Sunday night, Bradley Tassell and Steve Goody had a show. They are on after midnight sometimes, so pay attention to it. You might be on the floor of your son's bedroom trying to help him go to sleep just because you're watching and reacting. They're like, come on camera with us. And I'm trying to react to text because apparently Bradley Tassell's wife walks in her sleep. And I might have some insight into that. And yes, you guys are talking about what's his face? He jumped out of a second floor window, sleepwalking. What's the guy's name? I can't remember. He's
Mike Birbiglia.
That's the one. Birbiglia, Biggs, whatever. So I didn't know until his monologues about this that there's a chemical in your brain that when you go to sleep is basically a paralytic. And some of us don't provide enough of that in our brain. So I have been sleepwalking since I was at least 5 or 6 years old. So I grew up in a very small apartment. We had a 1-bedroom apartment. My mother threw my dad out of the bedroom, made him sleep in the dining room because he snored too much. And at the age of 6, I was also evacuated out of her bedroom. She bought bunk beds because I was sleepwalking and thought that I was Wonder Woman and I was trying to lift her in her bed, which I think, hey, you know what? Lean into the dream. Lean into the dream, lady. Be the villain, play along. Let me spin in my sleep, all right? But it does get a little bit dangerous. I can think of all the times that when I was little, I used to try to leave the house. And if you lived in a 1-bedroom apartment and shared a bunk bed with your dad, you would try to leave too. That's all I'm saying. So also maybe I woke up on my college campus in the quad one time, just thinking I was early for class and realizing maybe it was only 5 a.m. and no one else was there. But I was fully dressed, which was exciting to know that I have enough of a foresight to do that. So when I travel, when I'm on the road, if I remember, and it's so funny because Brad and his wife and I all stayed in an Airbnb together. It would have been funny if we had slept walk at the same time.
Yes, right in the hallway.
different paths. Just
you can choreograph it somehow.
Exactly. I typically, when I'm in a hotel room in particular, I usually put furniture in front of the door so at least I have an obstacle. Like I have to work my way out of the room in the event that I wake up. But I do often wake up standing in the middle of a hotel room by myself, and it's fun. But guess who has the most fun? As Brad can attest to it, it's my husband. So I am often trying to leave the house because I think I have a show to do on our front lawn, and I'm not kidding. I will wake up like opening the front door and thinking, no, they're waiting for me. Surely my neighbors are also in their pajamas waiting for me to dazzle them while I'm sleeping. And so Steve often has to catch me while I'm sleeping. And here's the problem. Steve has never found a great way to wake me up. I think he's afraid that like he doesn't want to like scare me or spook me or whatever. So he always talks to me like I'm a mental patient. And the problem with that is that it's really annoying. So I don't know if you know what it's like to be asleep and really love that. I love to sleep. I mean, like I love sleeping so much. When I wake up in the morning, I start counting the hours before I can be back in bed again. I love my bed. I take care of it. It's got lots of pillows and blankets, and I spray it with a little lavender. So when you wake me up, I was just sleeping. I don't care where I am. So this is how he wakes me up. He'll always say this, hey, where are you going? So now I wake up, I'm pissed that I'm awake, and I'm also annoyed by that tone of voice. The other thing is I also talk in my sleep, Brad. I don't know if she does this as well.
Oh, yeah.
But Steve likes to take notes. Steve likes to take notes of what I say in my sleep. And I'll wake up and he'll be like, all right, here's what happened last night. So he goes, apparently you thought you were staying in a hotel because you called the front desk and you told them there was a strange man sleeping in your bed and he was snoring very loudly. And could you have him removed? That's the kind of stuff that I say in my sleep. And then here's the other thing too, is I will often wake myself up in my sleep. And so one day I woke up, I was straddling him, not in a fun way. And I was yelling at him going, stand down, soldier, stand down. And I woke myself up while I was screaming. And I wake up to Steve going like this. He's just looking at me like, I am standing down. I'm lying down, as a matter of fact. And he goes, why don't you try it? So yes, Brad, I can identify completely with everything that you were talking about on Sunday night. And I was enjoying it. And I'm sorry I couldn't join you, but thank you for letting me share that with you tonight. I almost forgot, but I wrote it down, not in my sleep. Thank you.
Yay.